What's up, guys? My name's KhaoticK. Back at you guys with a little one today. We're coming at you with a new review. And in this one, we are going to be reviewing the long-awaited review, Mx-Pcp. Now, this one I have a lot to say. It's not very holy. It's not a holy disso. It's not going to make you whole. Did take up to 50 milligrams of it. Maybe more. Might make you pseudo-whole. But this one's definitely not a whole disso. Meaning that it's too stimulating for a whole, really. Although it is very social and very euphoric. So that methoxy group is really working hard for this one. And yeah, this one felt great, although it is a little hit or miss. If you're used to dissos that sedate you, kind of lock you down, this one won't really be that disso. So anyways, we're going to get right into the video. I hope you guys are staying high, staying lifted. Mx-Pcp, I would probably rate this like a 9 out of 10. And that's because there are little spots it doesn't hit. Although for me, it was very, very SSRI-like. So I believe it does have serotonin reuptake inhibitor action on your body, meaning this one acts more like an antidepressant. So, and that would mean that, you know, it's gonna kind of actually alleviate a lot. It's very therapeutic for antidepressant action, which is honestly awesome because you can kind of use this for, you know, antidepressant. I'm serious. This one would be best fit for the antidepressive effect that you may or may not be in search for when you're on, you know, disso. So meaning it just helps you be a lot more happier. You know, life bogs you down from time to time. This one will allow you to feel really, really happy, really nice, and kind of reset that part of your brain. So I really liked it in that regard. It's pretty short acting though. It only lasts up to like 4 hours, unfortunately. So yeah, that would be the only thing that I would kind of dislike about it. I wish it lasted a little longer, but yeah, it just doesn't last that long, which could be a good thing for some people. Some people don't want to be in the experience for that long. Yeah, it is a very short acting disso. But other than that, this one's experience, it has a sort of a, you know, kind of like a headspace. Not really, not like a crazy headspace, but it does have a sort of headspace where, yeah, you're going to feel more psychedelic. It's very psychoactive in that regard, although the doses for this one are pretty high. You know, it wouldn't be as low as MXC. It'd probably be 2 or 3 times that. So maybe it's 2 or 3 times less potent. However, with the PCP group, it's a lot more stimulating. So you're not going to find yourself so sedated from this. You're going to find yourself very stimulated. So I'm going to get into the effects here. So the effects, you know, it comes on within 20 to 30 minutes, like the preliminary effects takes up to an hour to really peak in your bloodstream. And that's really for all the routes of administration. All of the routes of administration, it would take that long to peak in your blood. Although, you know, obviously vaping, it would be the fastest route in your bloodstream. But, you know, you're going to be waiting up to 30 minutes maybe with that route of administration for the full effects to hit you. As I noticed, even when you vape something, sometimes it just doesn't hit you right away. It takes a bit for it to peak in your blood. But Mx-Pcp, this one, honestly, at first, I was very ecstatic to find this one, and it felt very nice. Felt very akin to, I'm trying to find a disso, like 3-MeO-PCP. I don't know, that methoxy group is pretty stimulating. But yeah, it felt similar to 3-MeO-PCP, 3-HO-PCE. And I haven't tried 3-MeO-PCE, but I'm sure it would feel similar to that. So yeah, it feels similar to the methoxy groups in the disso RCs, and it does increase the antidepressant action for sure. Other than that, it doesn't really help to increase the potency. So this one, again, you know, take 10 or 20 milligrams first time. But I do notice as well the tolerance for this kicks in very fast. So next thing you know, you're going to be taking 50 milligrams and then you might need to take 100 milligrams. So that's kind of strange. I don't know if that's related to that or other, you know, pharmacology going on in your brain at the time. I find that the tolerance basically is there almost immediately. It's not going to go away so easily. So watch out for that. But other than that, Mx-Pcp was a great disso for, again, like a party kind of rave setting. This would be perfect. It'd be perfect combined with some psychedelics. It would add that disso edge to it, maybe some energy as well if there was energy lacking. It could be even used as a stimulant, maybe in probably lower doses and more therapeutic, you know, than a stimulant, obviously. Less harsh on your body as well. I didn't really feel any uncomfortable feelings, although when I tried to hold on it, when I took 50 milligrams, the come up can be a little rough. So be advised, meaning like you may feel pretty fucking weird for like at least 30 minutes or an hour of that come up into the peak of the experience. So it does kind of feel a little weird in that regard, but be advised, you will chill out. You'll feel better. You won't feel so weird. And it's very analytical. You will be observing your thoughts, your emotions, your memories in a different light. So I would say, yeah, it's a lot better in that regard. But yeah, it could be a little mindfucky your first time, just like any other new dissociative. I would be advised just take the lowest dose possible and titrate your way up. That'll be the best way to make sure you're not going to have a bad experience. So yeah, it's very, very cool. You know, I like how it has more of an antidepressive action than any other dissociative I've done. And if you're picking this up for the novelty and the similarity to MXC, I would say it's there for sure. But if you're picking this up for the longer duration, more sedating dissos with more of an experience to be had and more of a, life-changing experience, this would not be the one. This is a recreational dissociative. So there's recreational ones, there's ones that are not recreational, like 3-MePCP, they just fuck your world up. Like, and not in a bad way, in a good way, but some dissociatives are better taken like very, very few times a year versus like this one where you could take it a lot more a year and be fine, you know? And recently I did OPCP. Comparing it to OPCP, Mx-Pcp definitely feels better. It has way more of an antidepressive effect. OPCP kind of felt boring to me, felt very boring. It didn't feel that great. So, but other than that, yeah, if you're looking for the experience, definitely go for Mx-Pcp over like OPCP. And actually OPCE is better than kind of both in a way. OPCE has more of an experience. But yeah, I would say Mx-Pcp is definitely the best to combine with like tryptamines. It probably adds some more, euphoria, some more psychedelia to that experience for you. With LSD, I can imagine, well, it wouldn't be as good because LSD lasts too long. So yeah, that's why I was saying tryptamines are probably the best suit for this because you could take both at the same time or take this like Mx-Pcp roughly like an hour or two after the tryptamine and both would peak and die down at the same time. So it would be best suited for tryptamines for sure, without a doubt. So I would be advised, make sure you do it with a psychedelic where you're not like coming down from the dissociative over and over. You kind of want to line up the experience, it would make for a better experience. Although with LSD, just be prepared to probably have to redose 3 times because it really only lasts up to 4 hours. And then after that, it's like an hour or two of like residual effects. And I'm talking like very minuscule residual effects, which means it's not so hard on your body. You'll be coming off of it in no time. You won't have any residual effects. The next day you feel happy, you feel great, you feel elated. Yeah, very good experience for the experienced, right? But if you're inexperienced, actually this was a pretty good beginner dissociative in my opinion. So if you're just beginning your dissociative journey, I would definitely pick this up because it wasn't as mindfucky as like ketamine was, even 2-FDCK. But don't get it wrong, for the right person, like with the right dose, with the right person, it could cause a negative experience because it could always happen and you'd be surprised. So be advised, watch the dose. Please weigh it. Please use a scale. Don't eyeball it because, again, the active dose range is still pretty low, although you won't feel so sedated. So you may want to take more. So be advised when you're redosing, at least wait an hour or 2 before you redose. But other than that, very great experience. Again, I would give this a 9 out of 10. I would definitely repeat the experience, okay? It's not going to turn me off from the experience, but be advised there is some pretty stimulating effects from this as well. Some very potent residual stimulation as well. Be advised to, don't combine it with stimulants. Definitely don't do that. I would avoid that just for any interactions to not happen. I would want that for you. I don't want any bad interactions, even if you're experienced with stimulants, because you never know. You really never know. But I would also say when vaped and, taken orally, your heart rate is a little higher with this one. So it definitely is stimulating a lot more cardiovascularly. So it does probably put some strain on your cardiovascular system, but not by much. Not like a stimulant, not even like an Adderall. But be advised, it will raise your heart rate up a little more. So be advised if you have any heart conditions or anything. But other than that, it's a great experience. All right. It's nothing to be scared of. I would definitely give it a try. But other than that, it was a great euphoric recreational dissociative, just what I was looking for. And I'm very happy to have experienced this, as it is the closest to MXC that I've tried out of the disso game. So anyways, loved it. I hope you guys are stay high, stay lifted. Leave it down in the comments if you guys have ever tried Mx-Pcp, as it is very, very new. And leave it down in the comments if you guys are planning on trying it. I'd love to hear those comments. So next review is actually 2FX IPR. And I recently tried that. And I will be going in that video. I will be going more in detail comparing Mx-Pcp to 2FX IPR in that video. So yeah, stay tuned for that one. And again, hope you guys are enjoying your night, your day, wherever you are, your afternoon, your morning. Peace out to the next one.